Hey there! Welcome to Sam's Philosophy. The recent confirmation hearings have included a lot of discussion about transparency from the government. So, I thought it might be interesting to dive into what two iconic philosophers, Stuart Mill and Thomas Paine, had to say about this topic. Spoiler alert, they had some pretty strong opinions. All right, let's start with Stuart Mill. Mill was a 19th century British philosopher and a champion of liberty. He believed that transparency was crucial for a functioning democracy. According to Mill, if the government isn't transparent, it can't be held accountable. And without accountability, power tends to corrupt. He famously said, "The only way in which a human being can make some approach to knowing the whole of a subject is by hearing what can be said about it by persons of every variety of opinion." In other words, more openness leads to better decisions. Now let's move on to Thomas Paine, an English-American writer and revolutionary. Paine was all about the rights of the people. In his view, a government's legitimacy comes from the consent of the governed. So, if the people don't know what their leaders are up to, how can they give informed consent? Paine argued that a transparent government is essential for trust. In his influential pamphlet Common Sense, he wrote, "A body of men holding themselves accountable to nobody ought not to be trusted by anybody." Essentially, if the government isn't transparent, it's not trustworthy. So, what does this mean for us today? Both Mill and Paine would likely argue that government transparency is not just a nice-to-have, but a crucial element of a free and fair society. It ensures accountability, fosters trust, and ultimately leads to better governance. Thanks for tuning in to Sam's Philosophy. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the thoughts of Mill and Paine, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Stay curious and question everything.